There's a lot of attention given to the American Express Platinum card, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and the Built Palladium card. They're kind of the big three when people think of what are kind of top end luxury travel credit cards. And especially when it comes to the Amex Platinum card, it's kind of held the top spot for a long, long time. But when we think about another card that's not discussed all that often, and that is the Citi Strata Elite card, I think there's a circumstance in which for some people, the Strata Elite card might actually be better than the American Express Platinum. So if you would, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let me tell you why I think for some people that might be the case. So there can be no doubt that the American Express Platinum card, not only is it the big boy in the space, not only does it dominate discussions when it comes to elite travel cards, high-end travel cards, but that reputation is well deserved. I absolutely love the American Express Platinum card. We have one. We also have a Business Platinum, and we use them both and don't plan to cancel them. They're super expensive. Both those cards are $895 a year. And in addition to that, I mean, they don't really earn all that well. But even though that's the case, and even though there really aren't many things in my wallet that I pull that card out to use it on, I still keep it year after year after year. Why is that? Because there's hardly any card in the world, even at $895 a year, there's hardly any card in the world that gives as many great perks as the American Express Platinum card. You get so much back in incredible credits. You get $600 at FHR hotels, and you get all kinds of great perks, upgrades, and dining credits, and all sorts of stuff at those hotels. You get $400 in dining at Resi. You get a digital entertainment credit that pays for your Hulu or Disney or whatever you use it on. You get $300 in Lulu limits. I mean, you just can go on and on about all that the card gives you back if you utilize those credits. And that's awesome. In addition to that, it has the best lounge access for a single person, for one user that you're ever going to find, because you have Centurion lounges, you have Delta Sky Clubs, you have Escape lounges, you have Priority Pass. I mean, thousands and thousands of lounges worldwide. So it's outstanding. And so in no way am I trying to imply that there's anything wrong with the American Express Platinum card for the right person, or that for many people that the Citi Strata Elite would be better in any way, shape, or form. But what I am going to say is for some people, and I'll tell you kind of the criteria to determine that, for some people, the Citi Strata Elite might be a better top-end credit card. So what would those reasons be? The first is this. If you're looking for something a little simpler. So there can be no doubt the Amex Platinum will give you more back, even though you have to pay more up front. $895 versus $595 with the Citi Strata Elite. The Amex Platinum can give you back more. There's no doubt about that. That can't even be argued. But here's the thing. It takes a lot of effort to get all those credits back. You've got to be thinking about, what's my next FHR stay going to be? Where am I going to eat this quarter? And is that place that I want to eat on the Resi network? Am I going to get my credits back for that? Oh, a new quarter is rolled around. I've got to find a Lululemon store and make sure I spend more than $75 or at least $75 to get back my credit. Oh, do I have my digital entertainment activated? Have I activated my status with my hotels? And on my airline credit, have I chosen the airline that I want? And is this charge I'm going to make going to be counted as incidental, or is it going to be counted as airfare and I'm not going to get my credit back? There's just a lot of stuff to think about, a lot. And to maximize that card, you have to be able to sort through all of that and be working it all the time. And I think that's part of Amex's strategy. They know that there's going to be some breakage. Some people aren't going to collect all the credits that they can. And I'm not even meaning the somewhat outrageous ones, the things like Equinox that not many people are going to get. I mean, even the normal ones. I wonder how many people miss a Resi credit, or don't use their full FHR, or how many people, don't utilize the fullness of their digital entertainment credit. I'm sure it's a lot of people. Well, it's a lot easier with the Citi Strata Elite card. Citi Strata Elite card, like we said, it's $595. It has some simpler credits, and you can still get back full value, or even if you don't use one of them, really close to full value. So it has a $300 hotel credit. It has to be used on a 2-night stay, but it can be any hotel on the Citi platform. So you can stay in a hotel that's only $150 a night, and you can stay for 2 nights. We've done that before, and pretty much the credit pays for it. So that's a pretty easy credit to get your money back. The second one that I think is really good is their splurge credit. And there are several places you can use that, but really there's 3 that are really the easiest to use. Number 1 is American Airlines. So I just use it for American Airlines flights because I fly American anyway. That's really neat. Also, you can use your credits for Ticketmaster. So if you're going to go to a play, or if you're going to go to a ball game, whatever it may be, pretty easy way to get $200 back. Then there's Best Buy. Best Buy. Who doesn't need to buy a pair of headphones sometimes, or new cords for their computer, or a new computer, whatever it may be? So those are really easy to get credits back. You can also, that Best Buy has gift cards, so that's easy to do. So all of those methods mean that you're getting $500 of the $595 back really easy. But then it has $200 in Black Lane credits, $100 every 6 months. Those ones are a little harder. Black Lane's like a black car limousine type service. We've used it a couple times. Sometimes it's real expensive. Sometimes it's $400 or whatever, and you wouldn't want to do that. But we had a great ride for $106 one time. That meant out of pocket was only $6. We've had another ride for $144 that an Uber would have been about $60. So it actually ended up being, with the $100 credit, a little cheaper than an Uber ride. So it's not really a credit where you're getting back your money. It's kind of a credit that's fun. You're kind of upgrading your life for a ride or two, which is kind of neat. And then it also has 4 passes to the American Airlines lounges in addition to a priority pass. So it doesn't have the same lounge access as the Amex Platinum, but it does give you those 4 different passes to American Airlines lounges. So that can be very helpful. Those also can be transferred to other people, or at least that's the way I understand it. So if you're a person who just wants a little bit easier, this card, it does take a little effort, but not near the effort that the Amex Platinum does. So that would be the first person that I think the card would be right for. The second is the person who actually wants to spend on their top-end credit card. The person who thinks, I want to be able to use the card and get some good value in points. Now, here's the other argument. There is no doubt that Citi has just as good, I think, and I think many people think, even better partners than American Express does. So your points are still very valuable, and you're going to get more of them because of the multipliers. On the Amex Platinum, you really only have 2 multipliers. 1x on everything. Nobody wants that. Or you get 5x on flights directly. That's very good on flights, and only on flights. Now, there's other things through their portal, but we're not going to count that. Because if you want to talk about portals, nothing will beat this card, because the Strata Elite has 12x in their portal, where Amex has 5x in the portal. So we'll just put that aside. When it comes to regular spending multipliers, the Strata Elite card has 3x on dining, but on every Friday and Saturday night from 6 p.m. Eastern Time to 6 a.m. Eastern Time, it has what they call City Nights, which is 6x on dining. You average those together, you got between 4 and 5x on dining. That is a great, great multiplier. Then you have a multiplier that's basically 1.5x on everything else. Now, that may not sound significant, but compared to the 1x that Amex gives, it's 50% better. And on a top-level card, besides the Venture X card, which I would argue is not quite as good as the Elite card, you're not going to find another high-end card that gives you 1.5x on everything all the time. It's just a far better, to be literally honest, a 50% better card to spend on all the time. Plus, you get that dining multiplier. And if you did need higher multipliers, you could go to their portal, get 6x on flights, 12x on hotels, 12x on cars. So it's just a better spending credit card. So that's the second group of people I think this would be a better card for. And the third group of people are people who travel primarily domestically. And what I mean by that is Amex has a long list of great partners, one of the longest lists of great partners. But most of their partners, besides Delta, are international partners. Now, they do have some good hotel partners in Marriott and Hilton, but the problem is that those points aren't very valuable. So that's not ideal for domestic travelers either. Citi, though, where you're getting these thank you points with the Strata Elite, Citi has American Airlines as a partner. And so you can transfer your points that you're earning a little bit more of over to Citi, from Citi to American Airlines, and you can get domestic travel much cheaper than with Delta. And they don't charge you a fee to transfer them to American Airlines. But Delta, American Express, if you transfer your points to Delta, you got to pay a little tax, a little fee. So all the way around, it's better for that. Now, what about hotels? You say, yeah, but Amex has Hilton and they have Marriott. But you do have things like Choice. And Choice is 1 to 1.5 with Citi. And if you look, the rates, you're going to get just as good a cent per point, and especially with that little bump, as you are over with American Express. So I think for the domestic traveler, also, we see a circumstance where the Citi Strata Elite may be a better card. Overall, I think they're both awesome cards. I have both of them. I use both of them. I don't plan on canceling either one of these cards. I love them, but they serve different purposes. And I can tell you this, I put more spend on my Elite card than I do on my American Express Platinum. Even though they both are great, they both serve their purpose. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Also, consider my channel membership. It's $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime, and I have early release videos. I do special videos every week for my channel members. I also have a higher tier Spreadsheet Warriors for people who really want to game this system. And for them, we do live Zoom sessions every month. So check that out as well. Thanks for being here. Please hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you here next time.